You are watching Fugitive Red-Eye, and this is another rant. I don't usually do 2 rants in 1 week, and usually I don't do a rant that's this specific, but I have to talk about this abomination. They announced a new Conker game, and I was so happy, because, in case you can't tell, I do love Conker's Bad Fur Day, and I even like Conker's Pocket Tales. Conker's a series that never really got a break. First off, there was Conker was included on Diddy Kong Racing as a guest character, sort of to promote the future games, similar to Banjo. But Conker never really got a true break. The first official Conker game was Pocket Tales, which is a fairly fun game. It's a decent puzzle adventure game for the Game Boy Color. But, it's not the best game ever. It's still fun, but, it's no Bad Fur Day, that's for damn sure. Then there was 12 Tales Conker 64, which, of course, became Bad Fur Day. 12 Tales Conker 64 actually was originally supposed to be a game much like Banjo-Kazooie or Donkey Kong 64, being very kid-friendly and very, cute and cuddly, but, they decided to scrap that because they were getting criticized like hell, saying they were a one-trick pony and this was the only type of game they could make, and it was too similar to their previous games, and it's like, oh look, there's another animal platformer from Rare. Honestly, I'd actually still like to see 12 Tales get released in some way, maybe as a DLC for Rare Replay or something like that, just to get the chance to play the Conker that never was. Then after that was Bad Fur Day, which is the crown gem of the Conker series, and of course the only real game that actually counts to an extent. Bad Fur Day is what you see the footage of here. I'm doing really bad though because my controller's analog is broken and keeps zooming in and shit, so I apologize for the bad gameplay, but anyway, Bad Fur Day, I actually did a playthrough of it on this channel. It was one of my all-time favorite games, and it really made my childhood, even though I wasn't really supposed to play it as a kid. I did all the time. Just like GTA San Andreas. You know, it's one of those games as a kid you play and you don't tell your parents about, really. But it was fun nonetheless, and then came Live and well, let me back up a bit. In between, there was talk of a few different things. A Conker sequel, and then there was Conker Live and Uncut, which was supposed to completely uncensor the game and add back in some scenes that were cut by Nintendo. But, instead we got Conker Live and Reloaded, which was heavily censored, and, I mean, granted, the multiplayer, you could uncensor the language, and they did uncensor one scene in the campaign, but, it has its reasons to exist, but it's, it's not a new game, it's a remake of Bad Fur Day. Then, obviously, some point in there was talk about Conker's other Bad Fur Day, and Conker Getting Medieval, neither of which got made. Conker Getting Medieval would have been an online-only, multiplayer-only game, which, frankly, I don't care that it didn't get made, because I'm not the biggest multiplayer fan, and I don't really think that that's truly Conker either. Also, another thing that they were going to do, or another thing that they ended up doing, was they put Conker in as a DLC for Project Spark, and created a little Conker episodic thing they were supposed to do 5 episodes of, but only ended up making one called Conker's Big Reunion, which, to be honest, from what I saw, actually looked like it had at least some of the same humor as Conker, albeit toned down, and the gameplay kind of shit, and the graphics look ugly as fuck because it's Project Spark. But, nevertheless, it was still, not the worst thing ever. Then they announced that there's going to be another Conker standalone game, and I was happy, but the first thing that pissed me off was this game is exclusive to the HoloLens. Now, unfortunately, due to my own technological limitations, I'm not going to be able to show clips of it, but I will be leaving links in the description to the trailer. First thing I noticed was, number one, the HoloLens is fucking stupid. I mean, I was intrigued by the technology of it, but they should not make a Conker game exclusive to that. Create an entirely new series for that. Conker has never been anything like that. Create a new series if you're gonna do some shit like that. Another thing I noticed is Conker doesn't look like Conker. He looks like Hammy the Squirrel from fucking Over the Hedge had a baby with fucking Bubsy Bobcat. Anyway, as I was saying, it looks fucking ugly as shit, and it's all done through the HoloLens, so it's not even a real game. It's just like a gimmicky thing, like iToy for the PS2 or the Kinect. It's an interesting concept, but it shouldn't be using popular franchises. Another thing I wanted to mention is, it's all kid-friendly again now, which, is not the way to go. The way I can tell that is, number one, the trailer doesn't look like it's anything other than kid-friendly, and Conker gets hurt and says, "Aw, heck." I mean, what the fuck kind of thing is that? No. And then Microsoft had the balls to actually say, Conker is a much-beloved franchise, and then they go on to show this crap. I don't know what the hell this shit is, but it is not Conker, and frankly, I don't think this should exist. Well, it's true, Microsoft has been butchering Rare since the start that they got them.
Oh, no.
I mean, just look at Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. We didn't get a Banjo-Kazooie 3, instead we got a fucking race car game. But no, they just can't leave well enough alone. Rare Replay is the one good thing Rare has released on the Xbox One. And that's because it's 30 games from the past. And, frankly, I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't absolutely hate Nuts and Bolts, but it is not a Banjo-Kazooie game. If anything, it should have just been its own standalone title. Anyway, but, there's not a whole lot more to say, to be honest. It's just something that really pisses me off. Like, I saw that trailer, and it genuinely made me have trouble sleeping. I didn't fall asleep until 3 a.m. Like, it literally made me have that much trouble sleeping. What they don't understand is the essence of Conker's Bad Fur Day is the fact that it's, toilet humor, it has some smarts to it, has a lot of movie references.
Yeah, that depends what it is.
It's not a kid's game, and it never is meant to be. I mean, yeah, Pocket Tales is a kid's game, 12 Tales was supposed to be a kid's game. But since then, Conker has not been a kid's series. Conker's Big Reunion I haven't even played, and I was actually planning on actually playing it, but if they canceled the other 4 episodes, then even then, I mean, granted, it probably wasn't selling well, because who the fuck owns Project Spark? I mean, honestly, I only know one person that's ever owned it, so I don't know what the hell they were thinking, and honestly, I don't think that this should be a thing. People need to, rally together and get Microsoft to back the fuck down. Hey, switch out the character for something that's not a beloved character. Create a new mascot. Stop using Conker. Microsoft, if you're watching this, you need to understand, you are sitting on a fucking gold mine here. People will pay tons of money for new Conker titles, actual Conker titles. After all, the fans have been waiting for so long, and you just fuck us over with this shit. Like I said, unfortunately, I'm unable to actually show any of it because I'm using Upload Studio to record my footage, which, to be honest, is probably one of the worst ways to record footage. But honestly, if you don't fucking... I will leave a link in the description. I recommend everyone watch it. If you look at it, the fucking trailer has over 24,000 dislikes and only about 1,000 likes. That proportionate ratio just goes to show that people do not want to play fucking Conker's Young Conker. I'd rather play Conker's 12 Tales. Remake that. If you're gonna do a kid-friendly Conker, release the one that everyone was curious about. I mean, actually make one that people actually care about. Now, granted, people will probably still not want that, but I'm saying maybe as like a DLC for Rare Replay, release 12 Tales. Or even, just release a Conker pack for Rare Replay, why don't you? With 12 Tales, Pocket Tales, and Live and Reloaded. Granted, none of them are new games, and 12 Tales was never finished. But hell, release the beta form if you have it. I don't care, I want to try it. But frankly, I want a new Conker's Bad Fur Day. I don't want this Conker getting medieval shit, I don't want Young Conker. I want Conker's Bad Fur Day 2, or Conker's Other Bad Fur Day.
Okay. But I'll do it on one condition only.
Now, that being said, this has been kind of a longer rant than usual, and frankly, like I said, it's been oddly specific, but that's my thoughts on the subject. As I mentioned, I will be leaving a link to the trailer in the description, and what do you think of this shit? Is anyone actually looking forward to this? If so, why? Tell me what in your deranged mind makes you look forward to this. But this has been Fugitive Red Eye, and you have a fantastic spadoinkle day. Hold on. Ha ha ha. I really need to find a good way to end video.